can also be good into the Gwen front line if you could try to pick her off first. But you're playing Lethality Varus in this draft. Clear has such a huge responsibility.
What it's like to feel that, really highlighting their lack of experience. But here comes the Jarvan. And now we got Diable in a lot of trouble, and the flash forward from Canyon.
So they're going to look to scrap for it, though, GenG. We'll see if the Weaver's Wall can be placed here to deny.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can come in here as Kellin going to try to engage. Canyon trying to get into the pit, and he will. It will come down to just a flip, and it goes to Canyon on top of the kill on a Raptor, and Diable nowhere to go. He is going to flash the wall and immediately die, and GenG is already rolling BNK in this first game. As we do see Kellin flash away just to eventually die to Ruler, who picks up the kill, and it's already almost 2,000 gold and the Dragon to GenG. And Canyon has made his presence felt already.
I think the frustrating thing for BNK and partially why they decided to commit there, speaking of commitment.
Oh, we got a Pantheon coming on in as that is going to be Tempered Fate used, but Duro, there was nowhere for him to go, and he doesn't even flash, accepts his death.
So that's a big chase. They want to catch him, but he's Jarvan. He's like, I'm out of here. I got flash up, by the way.
Late too. I mean, like Diable's going mid, but he's not. He's not going to be here on time. Nice smite here from Raptor, but yeah, at least they are trying to deny. As yeah, he just takes the 2, and now GenG have 2 of the grubs. Raptor, no Meganar though, so maybe going to wait for that. No, just going to hop on forward and look to bait him into this fight as the needles will come out. Flash forward from Raptor, just trying to burst him down, and the shield comes up right at the perfect time. Clear secures the kill.
Kiin, I think, did not react right away when he saw in time.
I think
it look likely.
Yeah, a little bit too late. And they have Bard as well, so they just, yeah. They just all do that. Magical Journey over the wall, and it's a free one. On the other side,
the Snar becomes a lot more difficult to deal with because of the global presence there, but they can match that to a certain extent with Rise. Too early on the setup, and GenG just play it out patiently, and now the tables have turned completely. Clear's teleport is coming back.
Bit of a stun here on a Duro, trying to, okay, that was kind of strange, but VicLa does dodge it, and now Duro in a really weird spot, just gonna go down, and VicLa essentially outplays it.
They put a dent in it, and they grab the Herald essentially for free. There's a lot of momentum back into the hands here of BNK.
Do see a bit of an all-in here from Kiin as the needles going on in, wants to get that snip, and eventually does a nice amount of damage, but Rift Herald still goes over.
Canyon's here because they know that the Herald's being done. They know that Raptor isn't here, but he's coming over relatively quickly. Does have his ultimate, so I think committing here could be a bit of an...
And their comp right now, quite strong, especially with the Fed Gnar that comes over with the Mega Gnar. Goes down to 1, kind of funny there, but they do...
I'm going to get this turret, it looks like, here. They do have to expend the Rift Herald for it, so pretty expensive, but in terms of gold...
Yeah, they absolutely do, and you see that this game has, I was gonna say slowed down, but now VicLa in a lot of trouble, just getting run at, sprinted at by Chovy. Raptor doing a number here to Duro, and now the rest of the team has shown up, so a couple of kills going each way. Looks like Chovy and Diable picking up 1 apiece. And now we got Diable in a bit of trouble. He is going to have to flash out of this one. Gets over the wall, and now the Pantheon's coming in. Canyon get low, gets taken out. Diable, though, steps up and immediately dies. Double kill comes in for Ruler, who is just shredding them apart. Clear alone now as the damage too much from the GenG composition. Clear, he's probably going to get away from this one, but it's still a good fight for GenG.
Seems so much like this game has felt like BNK are trying to say, our hands diff will beat the stat check, but GenG are giving him a bit of a reality check, and this one is Clear, is trying to defend this turret. It is ramping up.
And take a look at the score lines here for GenG. We're not going to have time for that, though, as the Dragon getting low. Raptor in a lot of trouble. Going to have to put up the shield and evacuate the pit, as that Infernal Drake does go over to GenG. Not much hope here for BNK. They're like, oh, maybe we can take a fight with Mega Gnar. Nope, GenG are already out.
This is, it really felt like for a while, maybe BNK could prove that mechanically with the hands, right? That there were some
VicLa can do into the Rise, except clear the waves himself.
I mean, just look at the mini-map outside of where Clear is.
Trying to make a play here onto the Gwen. You see the stun, the Wallop does come down. Raptor is here. It's a bunch of damage into Kiin already, but the needles are coming out. He has to flash away.
Baron, it's Baron.
Yeah,
GenG.
They're trying to dive Kiin here, but this is a distraction from the real win, as look at this Baron. And it's already down to 7,000. They have insane amounts of damage with the Sivir and the Rise.
Just cannot do anything here. Diable's already opted out. He's just pushing mid. The Baron goes over. And this felt so obvious. The Rise has topside control. The mid prio is there for the Sivir. And so BNK just said, well, there's only one play we can make. We can try to further our lead, the one lead. But I think that alone is not going to be enough here.
Yeah, it's absolutely not going to be. I mean, we have 3 items already on the Sivir with the Flicker Blades. That's a knockback on a Canyon who has been so tanky and so survivable. They finally take him out in this scenario. As now the McHale's comes in on a Raptor. Tons of damage comes out from Chovy. And the disengage cone does get them to safety.
And the Nara is pushing with teleport.
Walls coming down. I mean, trying to catch Ruler here, but it's a Sivir. I mean, this is not going to work. As they're desperately trying to get the picks going, and now we got a TP coming in. But they are moving forward. The knockback this time on a Ruler is big, and Raptor's tanking in the front line. But it's really just a kiting battle, and Clear is pretty gigantic on this Gnar. He wants to push forward, and he is on the hunt. Look at this guy, little mini Gnar, just sprinting at them, but he's kind of alone, taking a bunch of damage from Ruler now. As Chovy on the chase, flashes forward, gets the kill on a VicLa, and now Clear in the backline can't do enough by himself, gets the Gnar.
Raptor's ult's coming up,
and that's about it. And Diable and Kellin on the backside here, just being hounded down by Chovy, who is getting free money. A double kill comes in, and GenG get a massive fight.
And Chovy, with this flash play in this fight, the Gnar play, they don't sit him in sides. They know that if they just let GenG play through this Baron, they are just, or rather Clear chases the right side as really the backbreaker. Flashes in, gets the root onto VicLa, has the arm guard. He's had it for a while this game, but hasn't had any reason to use it. And it gets insane value here. The Gnar is eventually kited down, and that's the end of this story.
For me, it's the Q flash extension from Chovy. That's insane. They're trying to get the charm on a Kiin, but look at Diable. He's just dead. He's already dead. They had to try to fight for the Infernal, and this is what it looks like when you try. At this point in the game against GenG, they will massacre you. Double kill goes the way of Kiin. And I think it's all done but the crying here in game number 1, Wolf. GenG just too far ahead. Chovy nearly legendary, not a single death on this guy. And 5-0 and 6 for Ruler as they push to try to end game 1.
Maybe the Gwen that they gave no draft resources to got countered by the Gnar, but it just doesn't matter when you have triple threats, 2 of the 3 deathless until this very moment. They are going to do way too much damage. We were worried about the wave clear. We were worried about the scaling damage. VicLa, if he can get prio in the mid lane, they can play through that Nocturne post 6. I don't like the bottom 2v2 matchup. I think we will all agree on that. Diable is expecting
the gank to come in because they're pretty far up the lane. They're keeping Diable and Kellin at arm's length as the fears should be coming down here onto Ruler, who has already flashed. He's getting low, and his first blood for Raptor in the bottom lane as GenG pushed up and they got punished.
I'm not sure about that flash back. They knew that, and they were like, all right, well, with no Ashe here, we can get the push through. Canyon's looking for a potential steal setup.
He's going to have to just kind of walk in, and he is going for it. Really wants this early drink. It comes down, and Canyon does it again. And even ults in with level 6 and forces the flash over the wall. But Raptor still gets the kill. GenG get the first straight,
look for an ult play. They still want to make something of this.
Yeah, I mean, they know this is possible. Raptor's just going to run at them. And Ruler, I mean, there's really nothing he can do except barrier eventually. And now, with the paranoia coming in, he will pick up the kill on a Ruler in the bottom lane. And just like that, Raptor is 3-0 in this game.
Quintessential Raptor early game. He's just
not going to try to put his face on the line to try to steal once again. Raptor not even going to smite this one down. And it's Mountain Soul that does come in.
To feel like good about dropping this hero, because if they kill that mid turret, this Fed Nocturne is just completely unleashed on the map. He can do whatever he wants, and Ruler will never be able to farm without assistance, will never be able to farm without help, or he would just be obliterated, especially with bailout, you know, potentially on the cards with Kellin being nearby. It is so easy to just constantly keep him underfoot. And so this is an extremely high value hero, especially because the timing of this with the Dragon guarantees prio here. Now, they don't necessarily be able to get the whole turret here, but it is going to be a big
over the river, which is the main thing. They have the sticks in the Dragon from the Callista. Surely they can just time the smites here. The ult is not going to land. And oh no! Not like this, BNK!
My God, I don't know, my everything just flashed before my eyes watching that volley come through. Because you and I both knew, like, that 57 health is not it. It was way too early. 57's not, it's not a high number, but in terms of smites, it is high enough.
Oh, and now they want to dive. This could be, they're not going to land the arrow, but it's still a lot underneath this turret, and Clear has nowhere to run, and they're just so tanky already.
And just like that, the advantage that BNK had feels completely washed away, all gone, erased.
And now Diable's trying to get plates here. I think he'll be okay, but you can feel the pressure from him. He wants to get as much as possible.
GenG take a gold lead. They take control. Yeah, yikes. It's okay.
And now, in live, VicLa shockwaved, and now he's going to try to flash away. Canyon says, you're not getting away from Ambessa that easily. I will collect.
For GenG, the dragon is secured once again for them.
Yeah.
And they don't want to be avoiding fights. They want to fight with the strongest. Yeah,
that's going to be the Peyz call already utilized. You do see the taunt immediately as he comes out, and Kellin has to flash out. Meanwhile, he gets charmed up by the Seraphine. Not in a very good spot. Bailout on Diable. He immediately dies. And Raptor all alone. It's a very broken up fight for BNK, but it's 5 men strong for GenG. As Chovy.
It's not complete. He can't hurt a fly. This Baron is just going to go down right away, and Clear is just going to hope to trade it for a turret here with VicLa. But that fight was the last chance I was alluding to, and it slips through their fingers. They get absolutely crushed. GenG snatch this victory away in
follow-up. You know, Kellin throws himself in a little bit of engage Renata, right? Everybody piles on with essentially 5 melee, it feels like. But if you're getting engaged on and Kellin's throwing himself into a Galio just to get taunted, and Diable's left all alone, you're not winning a single fight, and especially not when you're this far behind. As now VicLa just runs into them, and GenG say thank you very much. We will pass go and collect 370, as we do have the taunt coming down the charm there on a Diable, as he's just running away, and GenG are just styling on them now. Aru comes down on a Clear, as he's free food as well. This is looking a lot like solo queue. And BNK are just getting rolled now, 20 minutes into the game.
Yeah, it's just 7,000 gold lead now. This turret is just dead. And GenG can go ahead and grab Soul Point. They seem only vaguely interested in that, as they'll send Canyon over alone.
They're like, I guess.
I guess
sure.
An inhibitor is pretty appealing. With Diable nearby and 4 seconds on VicLa, they might not be able to get that whole inhibitor, but they're so ahead. I think they could have gone for the try. Instead, they'll send Chovy over here. They'll take out an additional turret. And 7,000 turns to nearly 9,000 gold, the advantage.
Yeah.
Soul Point in pocket. Just keep going in.
Yeah.
And
everybody
one
full
hostile
health.
takeover is just, it's like the only thing you have. It's feeble in comparison.
Yeah. It
it's like
feels
putting
very
your hand
sad.
up against a
all right, they're going to try for it, Wolf, as I don't think I saw a shockwave. There it is, and he's just going to flash it. And now in goes Canyon. He says, jump, I will take the kill. And picks up 2, picks up 3. And that's the one thing about BNK. They will never back down from a fight, even if they're 10,000 gold behind. But sometimes it just looks like this, and it's not very fun for them. GenG, though, having a ball, just running them down. VicLa going to flash away. And maybe for now he will survive. But the game is over. The game was over. It felt like 10 minutes ago.
The good news is his Rod of Age is completed.
Oh.
That's the only good news, Valdez.
Yeah, that's going to be the end of Clear, and it looks like the end of Game 2 going heavily in favor of GenG, just like that. You gave them an inch, 1 failed play, and GenG said, thank you very much. We will take the game from here. 2-0 for GenG, as they are looking like the strong Aatrox.
I still think this is quite fun as well. I think that I will enjoy this personally quite a bit. Okay, so you have... Canyon, I don't know about this. Canyon, I don't know about this. Someone
no, not again! He does it again!
It cannot keep happening!
And Raptor's like already backing off. He's like, I have to respect this. Oh yeah, it's just
Canyon kind of breaking their backs as Raptor is going to come over here. And speaking of Canyon,
he's pretty deep in the jungle. I mean, this is a Mundo, so maybe he does get to go wherever he wants, but eventually probably going to have to flash this wall, and there he goes. That's the flash away from them. VicLa able to get the tippers out of Chovy, as he was taking an aggressive trade at the same time.
Yeah, has no Emperor's Divide though. And it looks like this is just going to be...
And now it's Ruler's turn to dash forward.
Down now.
Yeah.
Almost lost flash.
VicLa, okay. He is going to get stunned up, and Tibbers does follow here. And now we got Canyon just in there. A little bit of a jump scare from the jungle. Gets the flash out of VicLa.
Hard to say who that...
have to farm that one up again because he's got flash, and this is really where... well, okay, there's the stun as the divide does come through, though. Canyon gets pushed away. Very nice response here from VicLa. And now Raptor on the chase. No flash here for Chovy. Can't get away from the Mundo. But Canyon goes back in on a VicLa who's desperate to try to get the kill and just dies. First blood to Chovy as it gets messy and GenG wins,
for the
though.
contest. And that should be enough to push them off. Speaking of TP, Kiin will match.
Yeah. Everybody's getting in here for the party. And Raptor's still holding onto that shield. There it goes. Canyon's still on this one. And look at Chovy. He's got the angle. And look at Kellin. Where did he go? As the item completed. At least Raptor's able to get the Rift Trail, but not the Eye just yet. VicLa having a rough time. And they're just wailing on Clear here, who is going to pick up the Eye and just decide to go down for it. And Duro will be totally fine. But that's a couple extra kills for GenG. And yeah, you got the Eye, but not worth in my book.
They get Kiin. I don't think so. Chovy's still here.
Yeah, Annie's burst not great into those big beefy tanks, but Chovy with flash and insane burst damage, he doesn't have to target the tanks. Target literally anyone else, and you're gonna one-shot them. Or you can just target Raptor too. I guess that works out. You don't necessarily need the kill, as long as the jungler's nowhere near, and you're still gonna pick up the Drake.
Starting to feel like BNK just don't have anything in this, you know, as Clear is just gonna ult in and...
These are the two tanks, and now Diable's like, well, I guess I'll try to do something, as is often asked of him, and now finally gonna find an angle here on a Duro. He is down. VicLa, important kill for him.
Also got the charge into the mid turret. The two small wins here. As it looks like Chovy is gonna be completely fine. I don't know if completely fine really describes it. Is actually gonna be completely happy with getting half of VicLa's health bar.
Yeah, this is the versus Annie experience. It's not a good every fight we've seen after we saw Imperial Mandate and the Storm Razor come out has just been somebody on BNK dying before Diable can even get there, or basically dying. This time, though, we are going to have a big calling it to Ruler. And look at the extension as well, as once again, the Tidal Wave does come out, but Duro fast enough to run away from this one.
A lot of health on Ruler, almost got a clone, but again, not enough. I don't want to say it's grasping at straws. It was a good play. They saw the split. They knew that Duro was a little bit out of position there. Couldn't really peel for Ruler, but turning it into a big
Ruler? Be so careful. I don't think you get to stand there.
No.
Especially without Nico, even with Nico.
It's a kind of notorious location for Ruler to stand.
Oh, engage potential here onto Diable, as they're just going to go in on a Kellin, and there's the follow-up from Duro, gets the knock up into the roots, and Kiin is on the hunt, and one auto and one Q is enough. Even gets the couple of them, Raptor and VicLa, afterwards, and he is not done with this fight himself. He's going to fight VicLa, who gets rooted up and taken down. And a Raptor and Clear, the two tanks just left twiddling their thumbs.
And there was a reason why Ruler wanted to stay. We saw it on full display. The collapse was real, the engage was solid. And Diable and Kellin are dead, and Diable's down a flash as Chovy is just gonna walk it off.
Oh no. Now he's just having fun.
You know when you add insult to injury, but then there's one more step. What do we add to that? I don't know, it looks like about a third of Clear's health bar.
Ingrained trauma. I don't know.
Yeah, that may be what it is. I don't want to call this series a choke for BNK.
Until they're absolutely just 100% out of it, you know? And that's the GenG effect. For one reason or another, that's what they will make you feel. And now down 4,000 gold.
Kiin's gonna get the bottom turret.
Yeah.
It'll be their third of the game.
So maybe down 5,000 gold. Well, not quite, but still. We do have this Infernal Drake coming up here in 10 seconds, and getting that turret.
I think they're just
going to make it
even
easier.
Trade a turret for Dragon, but I'm also looking for another turret.
Yeah.
As in the mid lane, the fearsome Lucian draft, not really holding a candle.
I mean, Chovy's like, cool story, bro. I can still one-shot you. Diable, no! Not like this! I was just saying that he can just one-shot you.
And he does!
He's like Annie with flash!
It's exactly as you say it. And Diable's so known to try to bait these types of exchanges, so known to try to set these traps to you know, dangle himself out there and say, I'm going to outplay this. But he didn't have flash, and Chovy did.
And now Raptor is, he's going to have to flash there.
Don't try to outplay one of the lowest skill ceiling champs on the highest skill ceiling players with the lead he has. Well, you're going to find... You and I both know Chovy hits that.
Yeah.
And I think Diable likely knew as well, but...
yeah, it looks silly, and at the same time, I think Diable knows...
Because he just cannot get close to hit them.
Hey, he pressed calling a couple of times, so maybe, you know, the number will look good. Not that it matters. For the actual outcome of the game, Clear taking up quite a lot, and they saw Canyon over here as well. The bubble going to miss. Clear has to go in and then flash out, and now that's one of their tanks just kind of gone.
Diable is like, I want to hit them, but it's so risky. there's so many things that can just rip my health bar to 0. He's just trying. He's like trying to hit Kiin, and Kiin's like, I'm not even going to be in range, by the way.
Yeah.
Now the wraparound is complete. Let's see if you can fight your way on this one.
Okay, that is one way to just die. Flash into the Nico.
Did he think he was going to flash past it when Duro flashed towards him? Or maybe he thought getting closer to him would allow him to kill him fast. I don't know about this.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is a grand finals.
But that did happen, yeah. This is indeed a grand finals. It's
Kellin
still LCK, and it's still GenG.
I suppose that's good. Plus 15 gold.
Yeah, well, Kiin gonna enjoy another kill. And, you know, one of the big hopes
being gone gives them a little bit of extra space. GenG just have so much power, though, right now. TP here from Kiin is an interesting angle. They're looking to give for Baron, almost, it looks like, at this moment in time.
I mean, I suppose they could. They don't necessarily have to. Duro, awkward spot for him. The root is there. And Ruler's just kind of running at them. There is Canyon going on in, finding the front line. Diable the first to go, Kellin the second. And I think the wallets are just too heavy. The root comes in, and down goes VicLa. And this is looking like an ace to the side of GenG. The tanks, if they're alone, can do nothing. And at least Raptor rather, is going to be able to flash his way to safety. But this game can't flash away to safety for BNK. It's looking like a 3-0 tonight here, Wolf.
It does look that way. And what a tragic loss for BNK. But perhaps now they understand how D+ felt yesterday at their mercy.
How cold it gets at the top.
Just, I'm in awe of GenG.
We even had some predictions for BNK just because the hype was real. You know, the waters were feeling like BNK. They're looking so strong in that 3-0 against DK, but this is just another level.
We've really created quite large tier gaps between our 1, 2, and 3 in this tournament, haven't we?
Yeah, we definitely have. And Chovy says, you know what? Sion's good enough. I'll just press my buttons onto him. Don't have to overthink it here. Although Clear, I mean, he's pretty tanky, and he's only half his health down, and VicLa's getting free money and bot.
Also has TP. This could be one step for BNK to give them one miracle fight. They'll need so many. Where's that TP, VicLa? They need you. They need your input divide. He wants that turret first, but there's a limited amount of time. Gets the bounty. He's backing first. They're just trying to slow this down.
Yeah, maybe hoping that GenG are going to peel off of it, but it doesn't seem likely, as now we get the TP and Diable goes in, and that's the damage that they just push him away, and he immediately just pops like a balloon to the Unara. And you see VicLa as well trying to survive on the right side. He's going to get rooted up, and that'll be the end of him. The quadra kill for Ruler. He is screaming for the penta, and you know they're going to give it to him. Penta kill for Ruler in the LCK Cup Grand Finals.
A penta in the finals, and I guess VicLa got his Shadow Flame. You know, he put it together. He wasn't going to come to that fight early. He said, I'm getting this turn, I'm going to get Shadow Flame, I'll be right there. But the rest of his team was dead upon arrival. And the Diable Lucian this time is 0 and 5. And GenG dominate, crush this finals like they crushed all tournament long. BNK took one game off of them, and that's the only scratch they had all tournament long. But